You feel this nervousness on the phone there?
Sir, I've been trying to make an urgent phone call up there.
Well, I don't think it's something I want to do on an overseas phone.
You gotta make some phone calls. Hang up the phone. Prank caller.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome once again to the Packernet podcast. I am your host and resident fanalist, as always, Ryan Schlipp. Check us out online, packernet.com. Find me on Twitter, pack_data. Well, got a lot to get through here, and so let's go ahead and get through it. Doesn't appear we have any new callers. Chris from Alabama, what's going on?
All right, I'm back. Okay, I'm gonna take me a breath. Okay, now I would love to hear everybody else's thoughts. 2 first-round picks and Kenny Clark. I know I was hearing a lot of we were gonna give up 2 firsts, 2 seconds, and like a 5th-round pick. I think that was
Rashan,
like the first original thing I heard. I think that was from like, it wasn't from like Shefty or nobody like that. I think it was the Ricky Scoops guy or the guy that everybody talking about that usually be spot on with these things, which he's probably going to get credit for this one too because he kind of called it out or whatever. Mm-hmm. But it ended up being 2 firsts and Kenny Clark. You think about it, those 2 firsts, yeah, they're valuable picks. It's just very out of the ordinary for Green Bay to give up.
Yeah.
Draft picks in general, but 2 firsts, that lets you know they were very, very aggressive. I believe it's going to pay off. I believe this is going to pay off very, very well. I don't know how other people will feel. Like I said, I will be tuning in to listen to other phone calls. I'll probably hear more of the phone calls before my phone call comes through. But I am very excited about it. I wanted them when I first heard the rumors, but you know how it is with us, and we were supposed to get, if it was up to the rumors, we would have every premier player in the NFL on our team because they seem like they always get linked to us, but they never come, and this actually happened. And I wasn't even looking for it to happen. That's why I'm so excited because I was looking at it and like, man, everybody saying, man, they say y'all gonna get Micah Parsons. I'm like, yeah, they say that. They say that about a lot of stuff. I really ain't believing in it. I'm just going about my day, minding my own business, and then boom. But I like the deal. I know 2 firsts kind of sound like, oh man, you're giving up 2 firsts, but I don't think that it's that bad of a deal for a player like Micah Parsons. I really don't. I mean, I would love to hear your opinion and everybody else's opinion on that. But yeah, but anyway, yeah. That's it. Go Pack Go. I'll talk to you later.
I don't even know how it couldn't be. I mean, as somebody that is very covetous, well, you got, there's a spider in my face right now, just working his way down. Had a weird, awkward little locking eyes moment. He's like, I hope he doesn't see me if I don't move. Bro, you are in my face right now. Yeah. You're going to go down on my arm? Is that your freaking plan here? My leg. Okay, you have fun on my leg. As somebody who does not like to give up draft capital, assuming that there isn't some kind of a massive fluke where he just falls off a cliff and isn't good at football anymore, there's just no real scenario where this doesn't work out. Again, if this is somebody that instead of being on the mega elite tier is on like the really good tier, and, is 29 or 28, you got to question it. Ask yourself in 3 years, are you going to be happy you did it? A lot of times it's questionable. I don't think there's any way this is a question. In 3 years, the Packers are back to having first-round picks. And I just can't, I mean, even if you wanted to be super stupid about it and pick like the one guy at the back of the first round that seems to be really good, and just go, man, what if we had drafted that guy? And even if you do that twice, I don't know that it adds up to Micah Parsons. And at that point, he's 28. Plenty of runway left. This is just a different animal. I mean, obviously you can't build a team this way. This is a one-time deal. But that's the point. This is not, I don't care about drafting and we're just going to focus on trying to build through free agency and all that kind of stuff. It has nothing to do with it. So I I don't really know of any argument, and I don't think anyone's even made an argument. For most people, it's the contract that's the thing that's maybe the hang up. And that's, if somebody that's, a Cowboys fan or a Bears fan or something tries to make it seem like this was a bad deal, it comes down to the contract. Trying to pretend he's not worth 2 firsts and Kenny is a little crazy.
Ryan, this is Zach in Buffalo, dude. This is going to be a rough one. I'm sorry. I'm in my tractor trailer, man. I got you on my headset. It's going to be loud for a second. I'll try to talk loud so you can hear what I'm saying. Did we just land Micah Parsons? Did we just get rid of Kenny Clark and 2 first-round picks to pick up Parsons? I'm seeing this on Yahoo Sports. I don't know if this is true. I don't know what to say right now, man. Like, I love Kenny Clark, but I feel like he was kind of getting to that over the peak, Yep. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like, I don't know. I don't know what to think or what to do right now. I feel
I don't know
like
what to do with my hands.
I feel like Will Ferrell in Talladega Nights. I don't really know what to do with my hands.
Yes.
I don't know, man. I'm excited. I'm confused. I'm happy. I'm worried. Listen, Kenny Clark it was never in my mind that Kenny Clark would be the one to go. I didn't think there'd be a chance we'd ever land Micah Parsons. Now I understand he's not as good as everybody thinks he is, but holy crap, man! I feel like we kept. Wow! I'm excited to hear your take. I'm sure I'm going to be within 700 other calls, but wow, dude! I don't know. I hope it's the best decision for the team, and I'm excited to see him breaking some quarterbacks down. Hopefully he plays up to what he's supposed to, man. Thanks, man. Go Pack, go. See ya.
And look, obviously, I can't just keep giving the same opinion every single time. Primarily, I'm loving this because I'm loving hearing what you guys have to say. I love reliving that moment when you just found out and you're thinking this can't be real. I saw a source and it's Yahoo, so I would assume, but I also assume that's impossible, so I don't know what to do with my hands. But yeah, obviously, again, for the 1,000th time, and I'm sure I'll say it 1,000 more times, I am beyond excited. I just am. And I'm very paranoid that something is not going to go right. That's just the way I am. He's going to be hurt, whether that's short-term, long-term, lingering thing. Something else is going to go wrong. I don't know what it is. I can't bring myself to believe that this is just going to be a great football team that's just going to destroy people. But on an individual level, boy, am I excited to see what happens.
Good day, Ryan. Just got the news about Whoa, back daddy. Just got the news about the Micah Parsons deal. I think maybe, I don't know, your thoughts. Maybe that's why they're stocking up on O-linemen, because Micah might break his toys.
Yeah.
That's kind of what it's feeling like right about now. I am psyched. This is big, man. Yeah. Hope you're having a great time on vacation. Over now.
We're bringing in offensive linemen just because Micah Parsons wears them out so fast. I wish they had done more locker room interviews with guys talking about Micah Parsons, and maybe there have been some since I saw the ones from yesterday, but the reactions from Rashan Gary and Edgerrin Cooper were very, and I saw one clip that was super psychotic. A lot of it is just walk through kind of nonsense. It's not that big of a deal, but there was one clip that I had seen where the drill is essentially you start out in your 4-point stance and you get up and you try to shed somebody. I think the edge rushers kind of take turns. You do your turn, you come back, and now you're the offensive lineman. And for the most part, you see Enigbare run it, and he uses a ton of force, and, the edge rusher's not really fighting you. He's kind of just there as a dummy for you to kind of work on your technique. So he kind of just limps a little bit, and he kind of gets pushed a little, and the guy ends up getting around. And Micah Parsons did that drill, and he about threw the guy on his head like it was nothing. So I have a feeling guys like Rashan and Edgerrin and everybody else just saw little glimpses of that, as well as the speed and the agility and all that stuff, and just thought, holy crap. And again, I am not a Micah Parsons expert. We've all known Micah Parsons. We know who he is. We know he's very good. We know he was an inside guy. We know he's fast. He moved to the outside. He's a dominant edge rusher, all that stuff. But it's just, all the little nuances of understanding the intricacies, even when people are like, oh, he's a locker room cancer. I'm like, I've never heard these things before. And, apparently he's got a podcast that our guys have been on. Is he going to bring the podcast here and we're going to hear him talk about just all these little things that I'm not accustomed to. But it's stupid because you need your offense to score points, but I feel like I just want our defense to go out there so I can just watch that guy play. It's so weird.
Oh, my goodness. Kyle from Madison. Again, I'm one of the many millions of callers, probably. There's no way I'm the only one calling and freaking losing my mind right now. But it is happening, man. And look, I'm having a little text battle with, like, I don't know, some sad Broncos cousins,
Sure.
Like, oh, they're trying to minimize it. Like, yes, every trade has risk, but let's be real. Like, Micah Parsons is 26 years old, correct?
Yes.
He's 20. I think he's 26.
Just turned 26, I believe.
I just looked, and I think this is a correct number here. It looks like Kenny Clark has a cap number over $20 million this season, and next year it goes over $30 million. So there's zero chance Kenny Clark's playing on a $30 million cap number next year for Green Bay.
He was going by.
Correct. I think we can both agree.
Yeah.
I know he's only, 20? I think he's only 29. He's the oldest 29-year-old I've ever met. He started playing when he was 16.
It's like Randall Cobb.
Apparently. But can we all agree, like, before people start litigating the merit of this trade, that Kenny Clark isn't lacing him up for over $30 million a year next year for Green Bay? Because I don't see how that happens, and I don't see a fourth contract. So if we all agree that that's true, we probably all don't agree, but I think that's true. And in that case, even if you're accelerating the however many million, I don't know how the hell that works. What is it, the bonus or whatever you got to accelerate? I mean, usually they're building contracts so that all that stuff is accelerated front heavy, meaning they should be able to get out of almost all of that next year.
Yeah.
Should be cleared. I mean, if that's the case, you're doing what you did for Clark and you're only adding $18 million and you're getting freaking Micah Parsons from a salary standpoint? Are you kidding me? I mean, come on. We all were kind of looking at that Clark deal going, ew, this isn't aging very good.
Yeah.
You're telling me you just unloaded that? You just unloaded.
Well, it's funny, too, because that was apparently a very central piece of what Dallas wanted. It's not like we foisted him upon them. Dallas came out and said we wanted to make sure that, number one, they had the money available to pay Micah, which, I mean, you want to talk about destiny. The Packers, for the first time, just have all this money laying around. They never do. They had tons of money coming into this year, and then even going further into the year, they just got all this money sitting around. It's amazing. So they had plenty of money to demonstrate to Dallas that they had it, and then the other thing they wanted was a proven veteran guy that can stop the run and come in and do that today. Now, we may dispute exactly how valuable he's been as a run defender, but according to Dallas, Kenny Clark is a dominant run defender for that defensive line. So Dallas seemingly was licking their chops, staring at Green Bay going, bro, if we could get Clark and 2 firsts for this friggin' scumbag over here. And I'm in my mind when I heard the trade, I'm thinking, I can't believe they went for Clark. And it turns out they didn't go for Clark. I wonder how much more the Packers would have been willing to give up. I wonder if they said we want Rashan, if they would have done it. But yeah, Kenny was a central piece that they really wanted to get this deal done. So thank you, Kenny, for being you. Whatever that is, for being you.
$30 million from next year, and then I don't know how many you'll have to tell me for this year, and it only costs you 2 firsts? Yes, only 2 firsts, but I mean, my God. I'm sorry, but like, if you're a Dallas fan, are you not just destroyed right now? To the Packers. I never thought, the thing I thought that wouldn't happen is Jerry Jones sending him to the team that freaking broke them, 2 years ago. I would have never, like, I thought it's a possibility he gets traded, but to the Packers from the Cowboys in the NFC, Ryan, holy crap, man. Let's freaking go.
Well, and that's where I said, too, and granted, I'm part of it, so you could say I'm being biased here, but even people that had called in and said, it's not going to happen, stop saying it. I can't even, it's not, obviously, they and I were wrong, but the reasoning is so unbelievably sound. They're not letting him out the door. You don't ever let a guy like Parsons go out the door. And Dallas always does this, but we went through the whole history of it. You know, they've let some guys go, but they're at the, downswing of their career. They're getting older, whatever. They've never actually let these guys go out, and they always get into these little pissing matches. So that's all this is. It's a little pissing match, and he's going to play tough, and he's going to end up overpaying, but at least he thinks he did something by playing hardball. And if it did dissolve into something, he's not going to trade into the NFC. And if he does, the last team in the world he'd ever give it to is the Green Bay Packers. I mean, outside of in the division, the Eagles or something, the absolute last team. And I don't even know, he might even be more willing to give it to the Giants in division than to the Packers, as much as he must hate the Packers. There's just no way. And yet, not only did he do it, he did it with a big old smile on his face. You look at him in the press conferences, you swear he thinks he's fleeced the Green Bay Packers. He can't believe they got a stud like Kenny Clark on their team now. He looked giddy in his press conference. And I'm happy for him. I'm glad, dude. You go ahead and giggle away in your diapers, bro. I'm glad you're having a good time. And I hope they feed you lots of applesauce up there in the booth, and things are just going great for you.
Hey, Ryan, Chris from Alabama again.
What's up?
Sorry about that. I lost my train of thought at the end of the last call because my wife was beeping in, and I actually forgot that I wanted to do my prediction, man.
Yes.
Dang. I forgot about it, but I got it now. I'm good. I'm good. It's the last thing I am going to call about today, I think.
It's all good.
My prediction, I'm going to stick with the same prediction that I had even before the trade and stuff went down. I had a prediction of 12-5 record. I just feel like that we will improve by one game. The game from last year, I should say. My bad.
Yep.
Yeah, we'll improve a game from last year. I know we was 11-6. I really felt like we should have been 12-5 that Chicago Bear game, but that's water under the bridge. That's neither here nor there right now. But I feel like that we will be able to win 12 games this season. I know we have the AFC North, which is going to be a battle within itself. Definitely with Baltimore and Cincinnati and Pittsburgh. Playing in Pittsburgh, I know that's a game that's circled on a lot of our calendars, on a lot of people's calendars that not even Packer fans, it's football fans in general. And as much as I hope that we win that game, it's going to be kind of tough because I can't even remember the last time we won in Pittsburgh. I would feel more comfortable if it was at Lambeau Field. But we're going to Heinz Field or whatever they call it these days, and we have not fared too well there, for as long as I can remember. So that might be one of the losses, and Baltimore's going to be a tough game. Cincinnati, I think we should. That's the one. Cincinnati and Cleveland, I think, is the ones we should win from that division battle. Baltimore is like up in the air for me, and Pittsburgh is. Hopefully we will, but I'm kind of leaning towards now just because of the history. But, in the course of division games, I'm thinking maybe we split with Detroit. I'm thinking we sweep everybody else. I think it just depends on Minnesota. I'm really not sold on Minnesota yet with J.J. McCoy. I have to see it. That's
how it is with Minnesota every year. I mean, it's just, you never know what you're going to get. Yeah, there you go. Go ahead and do the chocolate thing. No idea what you're going to get out of Minnesota. They might be a 15-win team. They might be a 5-win team. I don't have a freaking idea what to expect from them. So you kind of just watch and wait. They're probably going to be good. We'll have to discover what makes them good. Is it J.J. McCarthy? Is it something else? I don't know. I drafted J.J. McCarthy in my fantasy football league just because Who knows, man? I mean, if nothing else, they seem to do a good job of building offenses around whatever quarterback they have and making it work. So, not as my starting quarterback, but as my backup, you know.
Let's take a major step back, and I just think we can get those wins in Minnesota and in Lambeau. And the Bears, you already know how I feel about that. We're sweeping them. We should have swept them last year. We're sweeping them this year. But, yeah, 12-5, that's what I'm.
3 minutes got him. Well, he called right back, so we'll go ahead and give it to him. So got Jersey Mike snuck in the middle. I tell you what, we're 20 minutes in. Let's take a break. We'll get part 2 of Chris from Alabama here.
Got caught by the 3 minutes. But, 12-5, man. That's what I'm going with. I think that's going to be good enough to win the division this year. And I think that will be good enough for, I'm going to say the 3rd seed. I was about to say the 4th seed, but I'm not going to say that because the NFC South, I think, is still going to be weak. I know a lot of people are kind of high on Atlanta and challenging Tampa Bay, and some people are even talking about Carolina trying to challenge for Tampa Bay. And I just saw something that Kirk Cousins actually got traded to the Saints. A couple of my family members brought that to my attention, but I have to kind of look more into that. But, I mean, even if that's the case, they're still going to be in last place. I have to just think Kirk Cousins is done. But so I think that's going to be good enough for a 3rd seed. And I really feel like, and I felt like this before the trade, all of these thoughts I had were before we had this Micah Parsons trade, so I'm not basing that off that. I really feel like we'll have a good enough team. I definitely feel that way now, but before the trade, I really think we had a good enough team to compete and at least get to the championship game, the NFC championship game. I really feel like that we could.
Yeah.
Just with our team that we had in place. The only question marks I have is the DBs, cornerbacks, I should say, not even defensive backs. It's really the cornerback situation. I just got to see it play out. I'm still kind of skeptical about that, but I mean, linebacking core, even the front 4, I really didn't have a problem. I wanted to see if Luke Van Ness could step up and, you know, be the first round pick that we drafted him to be. But I mean, being that we got Micah Parsons now, I mean, it's just more depth. Maybe he can be a great rotational player, but yeah, I'm going with 12-5. Like I said, I haven't heard anybody really give any predictions. I don't know if people just didn't want to jinx it or do it this year, but I would like to hear, you know, other people's thoughts about what the record will be this year. But anyway, this is my last call. I promise I'm not calling no more today. Go Pack, go. I'll talk to y'all guys later. I'll definitely talk to y'all guys next week, next Sunday after the game. Amped up, excited. It's finally football season. Let's go, Pack, go.
That's funny. We definitely need to do the predictions. I'm working on that right now. I feel like we just did this, man. Predictions. I just, man, time must fly or something, because I'm sitting here going, did we do this already? But I don't generally do predictions, which seems weird given my position here. I'll say this, though. 12 wins just feels right. Certainly hope it could be more. Definitely hope it's not less. But when you said 12, it just kind of, it's just got a good feel to it. Maybe I'm getting too cocky. I don't know. I try not to step into it too much, but I am struggling this year. Yeah, we got the sheet up now. Packernet After Dark 2025 predictions. Chris from Alabama, 12 wins. Get your predictions in, folks. Get them in. Daniel from California, what's up?
Hey, Ryan. Daniel from California. This trade, this is a good trade because Kenny, even though he's only 29, he has the snaps of somebody who is probably 33 years old, especially in the NFL moving forward. So he's got just a lot of snaps under his belt. And the fact that they basically treated him like a player that was like 27, like the way they valued Kenny Clark. And I'm not gonna say he's bad, right? We were paying him probably around defensive tackle 20 money, top 10 defensive, or we were paying him defensive tackle 10 money when he's performing around defensive tackle 20 the last few years.
Mm-hmm.
So he's still a solid player, but he hasn't been living up to the contract that we've been giving him the last couple of years. And the 2 firsts, yes, that's a lot, but with our track record, we haven't been hitting the first as well as we should be, because we're in the late end of the draft. I like the trade a lot. I think Goody swindled this guy.
Right.
I really do, because it should have been like maybe 2 firsts, maybe like a 3rd round pick, and Kenny Clark is like where it starts to be like a fair trade. Like, yeah, 2 first round hurts a lot, but for a top, let's just say we have like 2 top 10 defensive players on our roster in the NFL, and at this point we might have we have Cooper who could potentially be that, and now we have Rashan Gary like being freed up. This is going to be a very, very interesting season going forward, and I'm excited. I'm still in shock. I can't believe it, but go Pack, go.
That's the other thing. It's crazy that how much this is, for example, overshadowed Matthew Golden in my excitement for him, and I am beyond excited for him. I haven't even thought about Matthew Golden outside of his number change in a very long time. But in addition to that is Rashan and Lucas Van Ness. Number one, Lucas Van Ness just by himself and how much he seems to have improved. And if that's real, the guy that dominated training camp, right? Just dominated. It doesn't have to mean something, but I would say more often than not, it does mean something when you see something like that. But then you think Rashan Gary, in addition to Van Ness and pretty much everybody else, what does this mean for him? I don't want to make too many excuses because, there's a lot of premier guys that are double teamed and chipped and all that kind of stuff, and they make it work better than Rashan did. But let's not forget, Rashan Gary has been one of the top pass rushers in football in certain years. He has that ability. He has that 18% pressure rate ability as a pass rusher. If we can get him playing at that level, and he's the number 2, I don't know, man. I think we just got to wait and see what happens. I'm trying to even quantify what that could possibly mean, and I'm trying to think of like situations where, as a Packer fan, have you seen something like that in recent history, or maybe another team where there's been something like that? And I'm trying, then you start thinking of crazy stuff, and you're like, let's just wait and see what happens, okay? If it happens, we'll start doing some comps. But for now, let's just leave it at that. Could be a little crazy. That might get a little crazy.
Yo, Ryan, it's your uncle, Rico.
Yo.
So, Micah Parsons, I know a lot of people are going to freak out.
Forgot about you, Jersey Mike. I skipped you. We'll get back to you. My bad.
Because we gave up a decent amount for him. 2 first-round draft picks, if that is true. That's what I hear. So I assume it's a 26 and a 27 first-round pick. But, a lot of our first-round picks have turned out to be squat. So at least we got something, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
it's a guarantee.
It's going to make a lot of people happy.
Really.
And it's going to make a lot of the, you know how you talk about the negative fans who say that Gutekunst never does anything. Now they're just going to freak out because Gutekunst overpaid and Gutekunst this and Gutekunst that. But whatever. I have faith in the management. So honestly, I know squat about Micah Parsons. I've never paid any attention to.
Right.
I barely get time to watch the Packers. So, and when we play other teams, I don't pay all that much attention, I guess. Like, I don't know where Micah Parsons was when the Packers were smoking the Cowboys a couple of years ago in a playoff game. Was Micah Parsons in that game? Anyways, fun stuff. Gives us a lot to ponder. All right, buddy. I just had to, I don't know. I'm just freaking out. I'm freaking out, dude. Micah Parsons, the Packers are definitely a contender now, right? Vegas has gotta move us up on the Super Bowl favorites list now. Rico out. Have a great weekend, y'all.
And I think that's part of it, because I'm in the same boat. I mean, it's obviously, again, you know who Micah Parsons is. You know about Micah Parsons. But there's also like this mystique that you're just hearing online. He's this unblockable guy. I just saw Mina Kimes right now. Over the last 3 years, Parsons ranks first league-wide in pressure rate against double teams. You know what I mean? Like, it's things like that where it's just, you hear it. And you hear all these things and all these stats being floated around. And, you know, I'm sure if, Myles Garrett got traded, we'd be hearing similar things and talking about how he is this great generational talent that is the clear number one, this, that, or the other. Part of that is just the hype machine and all that. I get all that. But it's, again, I'm kind of getting to the point where it's like, man, I don't know. I don't think my hype could get any, like my internal hype machine could get revved up anymore. I just need to sit back and see it, you know? And there's probably going to be some element of disappointment because he's not going to be able to get home every single play, which is kind of the way we're building it up in our mind. He's not going to be able to completely single-handedly win football games for you. You're going to lose games. You're going to struggle. You're going to have bad defensive performances. You're going to have all these different things that happen. At the end of the day, he's just going to be one of numerous elite players that take snaps on Sunday. And you're going to settle in, and it's just going to be a football game on some level. But man, oh man, if he really is that dude, and if Rashan can get back to being that dude, and if Van Ness can be that dude, with McKinney being that dude, and Edgerrin hopefully staying that dude, if Golden can actually be that dude, and Jordan Love can get back to being that dude, and Josh Jacobs continues to be that dude, and the offensive line continues to be those dudes, pending some kind of a collapse, which does happen, as we all know as Packer fans. Like I said, it happens to everybody, but we know that those things happen. Just didn't show up, right? Got punched in the mouth, weren't ready, weren't prepared, all those things, whatever. But man, that thing actually moving, being in motion, actually doing what it's supposed to do, I can't super fathom how beautiful that's all going to be. All right, Jersey Mike.
Hey, it's Jersey Mike. Let's go. We got Micah Parsons, baby. And we only had to get rid of Kenny Clark. Two first. Let's be real. Okay. Everybody's going to say, would you give up Matt Goldman and Rashan Gary and Quay Walker and, people give up Quay Walker and Lucas Daniels.
Honestly, though, the difference with this, and I understand, like, the argument of would you do this, that, or the other, right? Which is a little bit dishonest because you're only picking the best players. I mean, there's other situations. But usually that does move the needle for me. You know, I mean, if you start talking about, you know, would you give up a second or whatever for this player? It's like, heck yeah. It's like, what about Edgerrin Cooper? Ooh, I don't know. But when you're talking Micah Parsons, you're going to have a really hard time picking any 2 first-round picks on our team that I wouldn't today trade for Micah Parsons. It would pain me. But if you said, oh, yeah, how about Matthew Golden and Rashan Gary? Would you do that? I might. That's kind of the difference. Usually, if you just pick worst case scenario, it's like, well, no, but I mean, there's no guarantee and you don't know. In this case, you pick worst case scenario, and I'm thinking, I don't know, dude. I might do it. Would you give up Rashan and Van Ness? I mean, positionally that sucks, but maybe.
Listen, all right, look. Maybe in the past you'd have an argument, but this team is primed, all right? This team is primed. Yes, people are concerned about the secondary. Honestly, I quite really don't care because there have been some sus secondaries in Green Bay before, and honestly, I do not think that this is one of them, all right?
No.
Because quite frankly, my biggest knock on our secondary was like guys like Keyshawn. They just weren't fast enough to cover deep. But what covering deep are they going to have to do when they have Micah Parsons, Rashan Gary, Quay Walker, Edgerrin Cooper?
Well, not to mention they stopped doing it last year when McKinney just kept intercepting all the passes. That's when everything switched and they started doing the short passing game, which started exploiting our linebackers more. It wasn't even our corners. I'm going to talk a lot about that tomorrow, about how the corners didn't get picked on like at all. But yeah, worrying about covering deep when you got the safeties, and now, as you're saying, the pass rush. Yeah, I don't know, dude. I don't think it's going to be that big of a deal.
Lucas Van Ness. I don't even know who else trying to murder the quarterback all game. What time are they going to have? I mean, this is a fleece job. This is a fleece job. Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you, Jerry. Yes, I know we're probably not going to be able to sign some people, but cool, whatever. Shit happens. If we win a Super Bowl this year or next year, I'm fucking with it. Let's go. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to curse. I'm just too happy. Oh, by the way, I was on the phone with my wife when I found out, and she was so mad because I started screaming and she, quote unquote, thought I hit somebody. I don't know why she would think that I hit somebody and why I would be angry. I mean, what? Anyway, go Pack, go, baby.
This reminds me of when I first was dating my wife, and I was talking to her on the phone. And of course, this is like, no, we'll leave that alone. Let's just say I cared a lot. You know, we're in the puppy love stage. And so we're talking on the phone all the time, and she's going back home to her apartment, and she just walks into the building, and it's kind of a shady apartment, and I'm 30, 45 minutes away, whatever, and she starts screaming bloody murder, drops the phone, and all I can hear is blood-curdling screams. My whole body went numb because I thought she was being attacked. I thought she was being mugged. Like, that's the best way I can describe it is my body went numb. I'm driving. I can't feel my fingertips anymore. My eyes are like swelling up. I can barely speak as I'm yelling, trying to yell, "Are you okay?" And then there's a moment of silence. And then she gets on the phone and says, "There was a spider." And I could have killed her. Cricket would like to say a few words. Cricket? There you go. You got to speak up a little bit. Okay, fine. Cricket is very excited about the Micah Parsons move, as you can hear. I don't know if you can quite hear him, but he's saying he's very excited. But yeah, I haven't heard a ton from the negative Packer fans. There's a little bit, which and again, I can't 100% say it's the same people or whatever, but to have people say that a guy should be fired from his job because he's not making the moves necessary to win a Super Bowl, and he lands one of the greatest football players in the entire NFL and puts him smack dab in the center of your team, and suddenly they become fiscal hawks and opine about why couldn't this have been done with Rodgers. I don't know, dude. Why don't you go up, climb on a mountain, and meditate about it, all right? Get the hell out of my face with this stupid bull crap. Freaking stupid.
Yeah, this is Bill. How you doing, Ryan? This is Bill from Charleston. I usually sign off until the first game of the year after the last game because preseason I don't really care that much about, and also the draft is what it is.
Understood.
But go Pack, go! Parsons, game changer. This is what we've been waiting for. Let's go. Let's get some pressure on the other quarterback. Let's get some guys catching the ball. Let's go to the Super Bowl. Out.
Yeah, and I'm excited about the fact that, because we deal with this from time to time. A lot of teams have these just terrifying football players you just don't want to have to deal with. And again, the Packers have good players, but I don't know that people worry about Jordan the way they worried about Rodgers. We hope that they'll come to fear him that way, but he hasn't earned that yet. We don't have a receiver they fear like they feared Devontae, where you lay up at night thinking, what are we going to do? You look at the pass rushers around the league, the wide receivers, the quarterbacks, defensive tackles, all these different pieces that you look at and go, man, these guys change the course of a game by themselves, and I'm dreading having to play that. And I am so excited. I don't know if Rashan is going to cross that threshold this year. I don't know if Van Ness or Love or Golden are going to cross those thresholds. I really, really hope so. But I know 100,000% Detroit right now is thinking, dang, dude, we got to go into Green Bay week 1, and they got Micah frickin' Parsons, man. You know how much that sucks. And I'm excited at how much that sucks for them. Let's take a break. We'll be right back with snacks.
Daddy! It's snacks! We got him! We rung him in, baby! Let's go!
I miss that. I miss that so much. I'm excited for Sunday to get those snacks updates where he just starts screaming and saying stuff, and I'm not exactly sure what's going on, but I'm sure it was great. We're back, dude. We're freaking back.
Buddy, I'm so sorry. It's Peter Thomas from Milwaukee.
What's up, dude?
Hope you're having a good family vacation. Sorry, it's probably pretty crazy and hectic.
Yeah.
I'm assuming you figured out the news, and I'm assuming I'm not the first person to call about the Micah Parsons trade. But,
correct.
You just wanted a nice vacation, and now you have all this to deal with and unpack. Well, on the flip side, it's great because you'll have a couple extra days to think about what to say in regards to the trade.
True.
I'm sure people are going crazy on both sides, Packer fans and non-Packer fans. I can speak for a Packers fan. This is an amazing trade. I don't mind the 2 first-round draft picks. I don't mind somebody else taking on Kenny Clark's contract in the future. But I can only imagine the downside of all this, which is all those people trying to tune into Packernet After Dark or Packernet Podcast, and they're not hearing your opinion for the next couple of days. Anyways, just want to give my sincere condolences for being on vacation during an epic trade. Anyways, man, hope it's a great time with the family. Go Pack. This moves the needle. Let's go.
Well, and as you probably came to find out, as everybody did, this was too big to not do a podcast. I sincerely apologize for the quality of it, both in terms of the audio quality as well as my scattered attempt at trying to organize my thoughts. But it had to be done one way or another. So late at night, grab the laptop, head out on the porch, and just spill it. That and, of course, my AI friend, who needs to make a return. I've already gotten a ton of good feedback on that, which I was not expecting, but there's been a lot. But, yes, good vacation. Appreciate you thinking about me during that wild time. But we got to figure it out, Mike.
Micah Parsons, baby! This is Ben from Minnesota.
What's up, dude?
I am so excited. 2 firsts and Kenny Clark for Micah Parsons. I think that is
highway robbery.
Great. I think it's great. $47 million a year. I mean, yeah, it's a boatload, but he was going to be the highest paid player no matter where it was. I'm just happy it's for us. I can't wait to see Parsons and Gary off the edge, and hopefully LVN gets pushed inside next to Wyatt.
Sure.
Because there is not a quarterback that's going to be able to stand for more than 3 seconds in the pocket with all of that.
I agree.
Oh, I'm excited. Go, Pack, go. Let's go. Have a good day.
I am very curious about that exact thing. I'm very interested to know. I'm sure it's going to happen sometimes, but I kind of hope it happens a lot-ish, depending on how successful it is. We'll have to see. But it makes sense to me. At least it's one of those things on paper. I'm all in. We'll have to see, man. I'm so freaking excited. I can't. I just hope, Parsons isn't on some kind of a massive snap count or something and we barely see him, but I don't think that's going to happen. God, Lord.
Ryan, Kyle from Madison. What's up, man? It's been a couple hours now. Good into the evening hours of the day. Packers traded for Micah Parsons. Yes, I said those words. Still saying them out loud a lot. Hoping I don't wake up. There is a major litmus test going on right now on all social media platforms, I've noticed, because yesterday, when it was still possible that Parsons went to the Bears or the Lions or the Vikings or anybody, I noticed people definitively declaring he is a game wrecker, a generational player, and that whoever gets them, although I think the consensus was what I thought, which is that he would re-sign in Dallas, but universally acclaimed as a top 10 player in the NFL and probably the best pass rusher of his generation. Today, however, it's amazing to me. You should really do an episode on this. The copium is smoldering, in particular out of some of our division rivals. I'm reading comments right now, and it's like you can just see who's coping so hard and who is actually like a realistic and somewhat football intelligent fan, regardless of their the card they carry for their fandom, you know? Because there's just some like Bears and Cowboys fans out there like, yeah, whatever, man, he sucks at the run, or yeah, man, 2 seconds and an awesome D tackle, like we totally rinsed you. Like, dude, come on, bro. Like, I don't know what's going to happen. You'd sure think that if he can stay healthy, the Packers are going to be a ridiculous defense. You know, yeah, they're going to be a little thin in the middle, but come on, man. Like I said, this was going to be Kenny's last year here probably anyway. So you're giving 2 firsts and 1 year Kenny Clark for freaking Micah Parsons. Like, some of the takes out there, it's so hilarious how they've suddenly, it's just the copium. Like, suddenly it's, he's not even that good. He's not even that good. He was like, are you sure? Are you sure, bro? Because yesterday, you were telling the truth when your team might have had a chance at him. And today, he's suddenly just this mystery trash that we overpaid for, which, dude, give me a break. There is nobody with half a freaking football brain that's looking at this trade and thinking the Packers overpaid. I'm sorry. I mean, like I said, who knows what the future holds, but if you're out there saying the Packers got hosed, you can safely be ignored for the rest of my life as it comes to your football takes. So I would love to hear a show of just the takes on all the different talking heads from today. All right, buddy. Enjoy.
Well, there's a decent amount of that for tomorrow. I wanted it to be more comprehensive for all the different teams and everything. We kind of just got stuck on the Bears because there's just so much. But it's exactly that. It's here's what they said before, here's what they said after. I know there was a clip that I'd still like to get to at some point. Detroit Lions fan talking about how he's the most overrated player, and it's because all Cowboys players are overrated, and if he was in Cincinnati, he'd just be some regular old player. Just the dumbest bull crap, just based on nothing. Again, nobody ever says anything. Nobody says anything. They just say random words and stitch them together and back up nothing. They just say things to say things.
Hey, Ryan. Jack in Buffalo again, buddy.
Yeah.
I called earlier asking for clarification on if we got Mr. Parsons or not. And very pleasantly surprised to say that, yes, we did, obviously, as you know. Also wanted to say, loved hearing you on with Clayton earlier, man, and that was awesome. You guys have great chemistry. Obviously, you guys have a working relationship. I would imagine, you guys get along well. I would really like, I know your schedules and stuff like that, dude. I would love to see more guest appearances on the show. That's just awesome. Getting all you guys together is just is great, Also, again, just still reeling from the Micah Parsons trade. I'm sure you're going to have 8 billion calls, and I hope that I don't just sound like one of the echoes in the echo chamber here. But, dude, I got to tell you, I'm pumped for 1,000 reasons here. I know I hate to see Kenny Clark go, but honestly, man, it's really hard for me to let go of players, as stupid as that sounds. I'm 27 years old. This is my first real, I got into football a little later. This is my first real complete turnover of a roster.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm only 27. But man, it's hard. I've loved Kenny for a long time as our stud there in the center on the defensive line. But dude, he's past his prime, and we were paying him an exorbitant amount of money. And I know he did great for us last year, and he did 1,000 things that I couldn't do myself. But man, he's past his prime. We fleeced the hell out of Jerry Jones here. And I think that, he just got to the point where, he was over it.
Yep.
And I'm very happy to say that that we are the beneficiaries of that. Sorry, I'm rambling here. I just almost hit a deer. I got you guys on speakerphone. But anyways, I'm super pumped about the pressure rate that he brings to the table too, man. Because McKinney, Hobbs, Evan Williams, dude, I think they're gonna ball out in the secondary with QB Harry this year, and I think we're gonna see a lot of picks. I'm super pumped. I'm super excited. 1,000 ways. Sorry for rambling. I normally don't get lost when I call, but I'm reeling, man. I appreciate everything, and go Pack, go.
Well, I fully understand the sentiment as far as just it's weird because it shouldn't be hard to know what to say or to have things to say. Surprisingly, it's pretty tough, even when you're not almost hitting a deer. But I agree with the fleecing thing. And again, the only real counter to that is it's not really a fleecing because look at how much money is involved in it as well. But none of that money goes to Dallas. And so I'm stuck looking at this going, how could you give him up for 2 firsts and Kenny? And even if you say, well, the contract is so big, that's all he's really worth, that's all you're ever going to get, fine. So why did you trade him? It's that simple. It's all the more reason to understand why he never should have been traded. This is exactly why. If you look at it and say his contract is so big, you're only going to be able to pull in a 30-year-old player and 2 firsts. Oh, well, that makes it very obvious what's going to happen here, and that is nothing. Because he's worth more than that to a team. Except they did it anyway. So I don't know. I don't know what the heck they're doing.
Ryan, how you doing? It is Friday night, just leaving my work. And the news came down as I was getting there. One of my buddies called me. He's big into fantasy, so he gets alerts the second stuff happens. Told me the big news about what's-his-face. Apparently his name is Micah Parsons. That's what
something like that.
Said. Yeah. What a douchebag. But at first I was like, crap, because I just figured they would give away too much. Right? I'm like, it's going to be 3 firsts for Rashan Gary and Lucas Van Ness
right.
and Edrin Cooper. But then about an hour or so later, same guy, my buddy, texted me it was for 2 firsts and Kenny Clark. Now I'm kind of like, I don't think I hate it so much. And I may be in the minority. I haven't heard any. I see Clayton's got like an emergency podcast about an hour long. I haven't listened to it yet, but I haven't listened to any takes yet from, you guys or any other Packer people. But, I mean, as long as his back's okay, and I assume I heard he flew up to Green Bay, and I heard that like this morning. So I was like, ooh, that's scary. But I'm okay with 2 first rounds for a guy who can rush the passer that good. I know there's the whole, he's kind of one-dimensional, and maybe Dallas had him just pin your ears back every play.
It is kind of funny, the whole one-dimensional thing. And I will fully concede, if he was an elite run defender, I would be happier. I think it's overstated saying that he's bad because he's not bad. But it's kind of like on social media at one point, we were arguing about corners. I think I was talking about how good Valentine is to somebody who's, a rival fan that just doesn't know. And I showed PFF's coverage grade, and they're like, oh, wow, yeah, the coverage grade you choose to use. And I was, my comment to him was, what is it you think corners do, stupid? So it's like, I'm oversimplifying it, saying that pass rushers just rush the passer, but not really. If his one dimension is elite pass rusher as a pass rusher, and you say, well, is he a bad run defender? It's like, no, he's actually a really good run defender. The problem is he sometimes is just so overcommitted to the pass rush side that he might maybe let the running back slip out or something. boy, I'm struggling to give a single crap.
The rush passer. So I don't know. Maybe we have better coaches here. I don't know. And yeah, 2 firsts, that's a lot. But we gave up 2 seconds for Christian Watson, and I don't mind that. At least we know what kind of a player Parsons is. Definitely worth 1 first-round pick. 2, I think probably is, As far as Kenny goes, I mean, I like Kenny. I know last year he said he had a hurt foot all year and that affected his play. I don't think Kenny's off that hard to replace.
No.
We were all hoping he'd be better this year. But, I mean,
he might
on one hand and the court.
Pausing the wrong things. He might already be replaced. Considering how good of a player he was, which is I don't know that, Colby Wooden can't step into that role today. I don't know that Warren Brinson or Nazir Stackhouse can't step into that role today. It's not a super high bar to clear.
And the other, and see which one you can buy. There's a saying that goes like that. I think it's really bad, so I probably forgot it. So
yeah.
But I don't hate it. I just didn't want to lose Van Ness or Rashan Gary. That's the big thing. And with those 3 dudes still there, I think automatically we become a defense where people are like, well, crap, what do we do?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm all for it. God, I hope he doesn't get injured. And as far as the cost goes, yeah, that's a lot of money. I don't think we mortgage our future to get him, right? That's the big thing. But anyways, go Pack Go. I'm sure you have a billion calls.
Yes, roughly 1 billion. Again, I'm just talking in circles at this point. I'm more interested in what you guys have to say, but very, very excited. Cannot wait for football to start. I'm kind of just finding things to do. It's the other benefit of all the calls is it's something to take my mind off of staring at a clock waiting for it to be Sunday at 3:15 or whatever. That's about it. But I'm going to get out of here. You all have a good rest of your night. I will talk to you tomorrow. Have a good one. Bye-bye.